Hi there, Mary Beth Grand Prix. I'm with Conference Solutions Network. We help companies find the perfect venue, conference center, for their meeting and their training needs.
Hi, I'm Julian Stubbs. I'm CEO of Up There Everywhere. We're a brand and content marketing agency. We use a lot of meeting venues every year with our clients.
Hello everyone, my name is Cindy Novotny and I'm with Master Connection Associates, and I am so excited to share with you today not just the IACC story, but my IACC story.
Planning a meeting of any size can be pretty daunting. You've got a lot of details to coordinate and a lot of balls up in the air. At the conference centers, there's one contact, almost like a one-stop shop, that will detail out everything from helping you with getting to and from the property. They're going to help you with meeting room setups, breakout sessions. They're going to help out with food sensitivities and your menu. They'll also help with technology and really any other need that you have.
When we're planning an event or meeting, it's really important to have a partner we can really work with and talk to. And I think with IACC, we've always found that they help to turn a meeting into a real experience.
You know, IACC does a phenomenal job of elevating the entire meeting experience. Everybody in the industry of hospitality is competing for that group meeting business, and many people don't understand what that difference really is.
What that allows the end user is, one, a degree of confidence, but also the ability to focus just on the content, just on really why they're there. They're meeting for a reason. We don't want those attendees to have to worry about anything except learning and getting the job done.
That conference planner is almost like your employee. They work for you. They are there from the time you start planning, to the time you check in, to the time you kick off that first meeting, to the time you're roasting marshmallows around that fire pit and brainstorming the new vision of your company. They are there to help you.
We run a lot of meetings with our clients right around the world, and you want to make sure when you're selecting a meeting venue that the venue is really going to work, that the staff are right, the technology is right, the professionalism is there. And using IACC venues has always given us that guarantee of what we're going to get.
What we do is we focus specifically on you. It's it. We start with you. It's your meeting, and we want it to be the very, very best. So there's a few points I want to make on that. One is our actual facilities, the rest of the meeting rooms, all the different space where the coffee breaks are, and the bars and the lounges. These are networking spaces. We set the coffee breaks up so everybody can enjoy it and talk together, and they're not rolling in these huge carts and disturbing the meeting, because we have designed the conference center in a way that allows you to go out and get what you would like and talk to other people.
When we run a meeting, we typically have one larger conference space for the plenary sessions, but always there's breakout sessions, and attendees need to go off and work somewhere else. And again, it's great to have coffee spaces, outdoor areas, places where they can go and work either individually or in groups, and be creative, and that's a really important aspect for us. And again, IACC venues have that kind of facilities at all the venues we've used. I think it's a really important aspect.
And I find often my customers and just general attendees love the fact that they can drag a flip chart outside into a beautiful courtyard. They can do their brainstorming outside. So some of the areas that might double as reception spaces in the evening can also be where a couple, 2 or 3 people might grab a cup of coffee and talk about the mission statement for the company, or talk about what the goals are for the following year. That makes it really nice to have those indoor and outdoor nooks and crannies that they can find and sort of steal away.
Because we study meetings. That's what we do. We focus on the essence of what is a good learning environment, what makes a great setup in a meeting for people to be much more productive and focused. And there, in one sentence, singly, it separates us from everybody else.
You kind of know it when you walk into a conference venue, when it has its act together. The staff know you're coming, they know about you and your company, basically that they really care that you're there, and it really makes the difference. And using IACC, we've always found that you get that extra level of support and care that you're really looking for when you're running a meeting.
Food and beverage. I'm a food and beverage person. I own a restaurant. I'm a big person in food and beverage. And I have to tell you, I am so proud of what IACC has done over the years in taking their food and beverage to there's no limits. They have gone crazy. They do so many contests among the different centers, against the venues. Their executive chefs are always pushing it up a notch. I mean, they understand food, they understand beverage, they understand the fun that is around food and beverage.
In addition to that, the coffee break stations that are located throughout the property, again, are probably some of the most favorite items of my attendees and the companies that we work with. They are able to break at any time. They're fully stocked. They can be as healthy or as sweet as they want to be. And you certainly can make any recommendations to the chef at most of these properties in terms of any type of snack offerings that you would like. We know how much coffee is important throughout these meetings.
I think food and catering is a really important aspect of a meeting. I think a lot of our attendees come away from their regular work, and they want to go somewhere and have an experience when it comes to food. And IACC are really, really good on the food side. The quality level has always been outstanding, and they kind of go the extra mile when it comes to special requests. One meeting, we said that for the hors d'oeuvres, we actually wanted to serve Indian poppadoms with a range of chutneys and champagne. And the chef outdid himself, and literally the tastes and the presentation were incredible. And people are still talking about that meeting today as being one of the best they ever went to. And the food made that experience, so it's a really important aspect of a meeting.
You see, just because we know meetings, and just because we're focused on such great technology, and just because we're focused on innovative ideas when it comes to the furniture and the way we set things up, we are about hospitality first and foremost.
I'm really only selling the complete meeting package to my account base. And the complete meeting package, or the CMP, is offered at all of the IACC properties. It's a package that's bundled together, and it offers 3 meals a day, overnight accommodations, continuous coffee and snack service throughout the day, basic audiovisual, meeting space, sometimes breakout space, service charges, gratuities, sometimes taxes. So bundling that all up together, you can only imagine, makes it much easier for the customer at the end of the day to be able to figure out their budget. You take the number of attendees, times it by the complete meeting package price, times it by the number of days, there's your budget.
Making sure that we can work with our audio-visual teams that are on property that belong to our IACC certified venue gives you the ability to interact with your attendees in a totally different way.
Technology is a really important aspect for running a meeting, and as a presenter you want to be able to turn up and literally plug and play. You plug your laptop in and the projector works, the sound system works. You want great Wi-Fi, broadband coverage, and you need plenty of charging stations for all the attendees to plug in their phones and laptops. And again, IACC really has the technology side covered and certified, because you know what to expect.
So having technology that's owned by the property, that's tested by the conference services staff, and that we know is going to be working without any issue at all is really important. So as much as technology itself and having all the great equipment there is important, and it's certainly something my customers want, it is also funny nowadays that with all these advances, we still find a great amount of companies and meetings looking at sort of that low-tech interest. And what I mean by that is they still want the flip charts, they still want the magic markers, they still want to be able to brainstorm, jot down ideas, tack them up on the wall. So high-tech is important, but low-tech's pretty important too. One last thing about the technology piece is a lot of the controls, a touchpad to control not only the lights, the screens, the blackout screens. Those are all really a nice part of the equipment, and they are also being used quite a bit.
So a few other things to consider. The meetings industry is evolving every day. At IACC, we are doing a very good job of staying on top of that. We have people in all these 27 different countries that are constantly interviewing customers and making a difference because we are giving feedback to our IACC certified venues on what's new, what's clever, what's innovative.
I really like it that IACC certifies their venues, and it really tells you what you're going to get in terms of the professionalism, the meeting facilities, food quality, the technology, and again, that's really important when you're trying to select a venue, that you know what you're going to get before the meeting.
So what I like about the IACC properties, and truly they're a syndicate of many different properties all around the globe that have standards. And really, in short, what that means is these properties are all specially designed to have details such as super comfortable chairs, because you're sitting all day long. Really great meeting space that's dedicated and specially designed, many with windows, breakout rooms that are dedicated, because we all know that people use breakout rooms a lot more than the general session nowadays. Food and beverage offerings that are offering so much variety, so much ability to be able to break whenever you want to, always have a hot cup of coffee, a staff that's there, that's dedicated to you, that's going to help you plan and execute your meeting with success. That, to me, is what is so great about IACC and why I feel like I can always recommend it to my customers.
So IACC certification immediately means to all of you that we are communicating a trust to you as a client that we do it better, that we deliver from the meeting setup to the audio visual, to all the creative food and beverage, to any of the off-site incentive type of programs, trade shows, training meetings, better than anyone in the world.
What does the IACC logo mean for me? I would have to say trust. I see it as a trust mark. It's the sign of what I can expect when I choose an IACC venue.
So when choosing an IACC-based property versus a hotel, an IACC property, you're going to know you have great meeting space. The meeting space is on a 24-hour hold, which allows customers to stay in the meeting room as long as they need to, which does happen. It allows them to be able to leave their notes and brainstorming ideas tacked up to the wall. Oftentimes the meeting space is great in terms of being soundproof. Windows are so important. That natural light coming in keeps people awake. And so the meeting space with an IACC property is far better and exceeds a hotel property, hands down.
So you may be sitting here listening to this as a meeting planner or an executive that meeting planning isn't your full-time job and wondering, why should I book an IACC certified meeting venue? And you know, I can see why you'd be saying that. What difference does it make? I can book a hotel, I can book a resort, but I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why. First and foremost, let's go back to what I first said. You're booking a meeting. The purpose of what you're doing is having a meeting. You know how meetings are even in your own organization. They can go so far off to left field that nobody knows why we were there, why do we call the meeting? The same thing happens when you go to any hotel that is not focused first and foremost on meetings. When they are trying to book anything they can and they're not really caring about the overall quality of what you're going to be having at your meeting. See, we do care about that. We have designed these venues so that they truly fit the small to medium-sized meeting.
If I had to sum up IACC in one word, I'd actually have to use three words, and those would be professionalism, quality, and care.
If you were to ask me in one word to describe the IACC meeting experience, I would have to say, honestly, it's easy. It's easy to recommend an IACC property. It's easy to have a customer go there. I can fully endorse this brand, and I know that at the end of the day, the customer is going to be really happy with the property that they chose. That's a really good feeling.
You know, trust that an IACC venue is going to seriously make the difference. Thank you so much. And again, we look forward to seeing you soon at an IACC certified venue.